So, welcome all. 8 watching the stream, great. Hope you have a nice evening, or if it's any other time than evening. Today I'm a bit better prepared than I have been the last streams. So, hopefully we will not have any lag, and I have prepared content for this evening. So, hopefully I don't mess it up. But I can't promise. Okay, today I have chosen 6 a.m. Okay. 4 shorter videos that I will have a look at. And I also have received a message from Ukraine that I will tell you a bit more about later on. Good evening, the armored penguin. I'm glad that you are protecting Antarctica. I did get a notice about some lagging. Hope it's not too bad. Okay, let's start with the first short video. I haven't seen this before, but it's a well-known fool.
In reality, solar panels are just collecting electricity. The sun is electric. It's sending electricity down here. We're electric beings. This world is electric. Plants are electric. It's all electrical. Everything is electrical. You know, I used to be in the solar power business. I had a solar power development company. You know that scientists don't know how solar panels work? They have a theory that a photon is born in the middle of the sun, takes 1 billion years for it to reach the surface. What? Right? And then it takes 8.5 minutes for it to get to Earth. And then it crashes into the solar panel, knocks a boron molecule out, and then an electron jumps in its place. And it does this again and again, and it creates a current. That's a theory. In reality, solar panels are just collecting electricity. The sun is electric. It's sending electricity down here. We're electric beings. This world is electric. Plants are electric. It's all electrical. Everything is electrical. And it's just collecting that electrical energy and putting it into a current. And that also has to do with why we don't float away, right? Because we don't believe in gravity. Gravity is a theory. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson says himself, I don't know what it is. You know, when you have a theory, like, hey, I've got a theory. I've got a theory that 3 cents is $1. 3 cents is $1. Well, look, Dave, you can't go to the dollar store because they're not going to give you anything for 3 cents, right? Well, you know what I'm going to add to my theory? There's 97 cents of dark pennies and dark energy pennies, okay? I'm going to add that to my theory. So now I have $1. I'm going to give you 3 physical pennies, and I'm going to give you 97 dark matter pennies that you can't see, touch, or measure. And now give me my products. Okay? That's called pseudoscience. That's called nonsense. Okay?
Speaking of nonsense, here we have an illustration of how solar panels work. I don't really get it what he's talking about. Yes, he's correct with photons and so on, but if he did have a solar panel company developing it, it must be been a disaster. And obviously, he don't know what photon is. Oh dear. This is a simple. This is a simple short version of what a photon is. So, in a way, you can compare it with electricity. But oh. he's so damn stupid. Oh, I don't believe that he have had a company developing solar panels. Oh. Hello, George. I have found some more stupid, of course. This next one is from a channel. I found this channel because Taboo Conspiracy had linked to the first of those short videos I will show. And the topic of this is proofs for the firmament. And this first silly one, Taboo Conspiracy thinks is a great proof. DC Force is a very small channel, but let's have a look at the first part of the video. Wait for it. So, there you did have it. Let's look at it once more, this great evidence. So, according to this fool and Taboo, what you see up a bit up to the right is a reflection in the firmament. Oh dear. This is in the camera. The reflection is in the camera, not in the sky. How can he... Oh dear. Oh. Let's move on a bit more. This is from another short one from this channel.
All right, so for those of you that are unaware, this happened last night over Russia. It looks like the exact same thing that just happened over California. And I'm not saying that this is a UFO, because I don't believe that. I believe this is genuinely a rocket. But I believe this actually shows the rocket hitting the firmament. Check it out right here. It hits and then starts curving this way and then falls. I'm going to do that again. All right, it's reaching altitude, hits the dome, and curves and starts falling down. So I just want to put that out there. You know, that's kind of my perspective on it. Over the years, I became a believer in the firmament, and I believe this is pretty much proof that there is something keeping us from reaching. See, hits the firmament and falls.
This is also a classic. he had missed that part that rockets have several stages. So Harry released one stage and a new one was ignited. This is a classic. If you have looked at rockets when they shoot up rockets, you would know this. But I'm of course wrong. It's proofs for the firmament. So if it collides with the firmament, why did they send up the rocket? Jens, a great question. How did the top part of the rocket survive if it collided with the dome? So I agree with Jens. It must be a soft material. But why did the part in the back of it explode? I welcome you, yours. So you're welcome on board if you want to. But perhaps you're shy. Okay, let's move on. This D-Force. He's very brilliant. So, why did I show this? This proves that the Earth is flat. So that they have trains in Australia that are 1 kilometer long, proves flat Earth. I wonder how he explained that they can go uphill with trains and so on. Okay, it can't be so steep, but it's not 1 kilometer train that can't move up and down. This is the kind of rubbish you have to look at if you try to find material to debunk. Oh. I thought everything was big in Australia, or is it only you that are big, or? The next genius is a channel called Anthony Bear.
I'm sure most people think that we live on a spinning ball flying through space. If you give me 1 minute, I'll show you that it's not possible. I have to do it within 1 minute because you know how people are. Squirrel! We all have a short attention span nowadays, so I'm going to show you how the sun's path disproves the globe. Okay, let's check out the sun's path. Okay, so it follows this line on the way up, and it follows the line on the way down. So in this case, the sun made a pyramid.
Did you know that? That the sun makes a pyramid? Perhaps he's not looking at the real sun. Oh.
And that disproves the globe model. So there you go. I disproved the globe in 45 seconds. Let me explain to you why. Okay, so here's the globe model. Now the sun is 93 million miles away, and it makes a 93 million mile arc. So the sun has to make an arc. The Earth spins forward, causing the sun to rise, and it has to rise in an arc. But that's not what we see in reality. Simple. Now, if you stay with me a little longer, I'll show you how the path of the sun makes total sense on a flat Earth. Okay, here's the new standard map of the world. As it is. I guess it's the old standard map now. And here we go. Patented, 1892. Okay, on the map I drew a red line here.
The interesting with this part, if you look at the left side of the map in the top, it tells you the purpose of this map. In the originally, if you look at the North Pole here, they had hands like on a clock, and this was so you could calculate time, which time it is in different places on Earth. That was the purpose with this map, and it's clearly stated if you look at the left part in the top, a part of the map that they have no interest in. I wonder why. Welcome, Tusk. Tusk. How do you pronounce that? I will move on with videos. I will take another thing in between, and it's what I'm rambling about. Nightcap? Yeah, I agree with you. Serfs can't read. Okay, I want to take a short one, and it's about this. I have this Tron project, as everybody knows. I did receive an email this morning from the soldiers in Ukraine, and they also sent a speak to text. They sent a sound file to me too, and it's addressed to you all, my members, my subscribers, you who help me. They are well aware that the revenues of the channel goes to humanitarian aid and PayPal donation goes to drones. So I will play this for you, the speak to text from them.
Hey all. Here comes a message from us at the front in Ukraine. Unfortunately, we cannot reveal our position, nor can we currently show pictures and videos from our use of the drones you all helped us get. What we want is to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. The drones we received save lives. One of the most important functions they have is to scout the enemy. Without drones, a soldier would have to get closer to their position, to scout, which is very dangerous. Now, thanks to you, we have eyes in the sky to help us. We are so grateful to have this technology. We hope you have the opportunity to continue helping us. We have also sent Arctic a list of other things that are on our wish list. One is large power banks so we can charge the drones in the field. Within a few weeks, some of us will participate in live broadcasting on Arctic's channel, then you are welcome to ask us questions. When we win this war, which we will, it will be a big party. We hope some of you are interested in coming. Once again, a big thank you from Ukraine. Slava Ukraine. Hey all.
Okay, that was the message I received, and I'm so happy. I did buy a big power bank that can be loaded, solar loaded. So I did send the drone today, and I did find one in a hardware store. So I sent the first big power bank. I'm talking about was a 15 kilogram heavy. So I did send one with the latest drone, and I'm a bit stupid that I didn't understand the need for those, because drones can fly perhaps 30 minutes with a single charge a battery, and with every drone they get 3 batteries. So they need to be able to charge the batteries out in the field, and they are not so keen to use diesel powered or petrol powered equipment to charge. Sometimes they have to be quiet. Okay, that was the message from Ukraine. Back to silliness in videos. This one is a bit longer, but we will come back to the firmament. To wait here. Okay, let's start this one. This is from Kyle Adams. Oh dear.
This is a Mayan depiction of the flat Earth with a firmament up above it. And I've got to say, I love how they include the ice wall in the background there.
You all can see the ice wall in the back, I hope. This is science in a new level. Or not.
It's simply just amazing what kinds of stuff the ancients knew about.
That is interesting. How did they know about that?
Well, when we look at the similarities in ancient iconography throughout the world, they give us some strong indicators that the ancients were world travelers who knew far more about the world we live in than many people today give them credit for.
They definitely weren't a bunch of stupid cavemen like we see all the time in the media.
Did you learn this, that the ancient Egyptians and the Aztecs in South America and so on were stupid cavemen? I wonder if Kyle and his wife are homeschooled, both of them. They must have been, or then I misunderstood the education system in US. I never been to US, so perhaps.
I think you can thank Manifest Destiny for that. It was this strong belief where people of European descent viewed themselves as superior to everyone else. They believed they had the right to rule, and it was their divine calling to tame the world.
Basic battle tactics, right? If someone wants to sell a war, they don't want people empathizing with the enemy. So
these two are geniuses.
they try to smear them as much as possible with all the propaganda they can.
And when evidence popped up showing that the ancients were sophisticated and advanced, that kind of information got swept under the rug.
Do you believe that they swept that information away?
We were the first people to travel the world, not them! That is preposterous! The evidence is there, though. The ancients were far more intelligent, educated, and civilized than many people today give them credit for.
So concerning the firmament, last time we talked about it, we mentioned how we were able to detect it by throwing nukes at it.
This damn fishbowl. This have been debunked so many times, but flat earthers still are going on it and thinks it's a great proof. Yes, Dog Walker, they did know that we lived on a globe.
This has many people asking, are there any other ways we can detect the firmament?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This will be interesting. How do we detect the firmament? Let's hear it from Professor Kyle Adams.
Just like throwing a water balloon at a glass window is not the only way to detect the glass window. We can't do it with sound, though, because the atmosphere up there is so thin. But we can detect the firmament using radio waves. Let me tell you a little about something called sky waves. Globe Earthers claim they are caused by bouncing radio waves off the Earth's ionosphere.
But don't they claim the ionosphere is really, really thin?
Yes, they do. They claim it is so thin it can't burn anything, even though its temperature is really high.
Except for the meteors that pass through it, right?
Mm-hmm. That is one of the many Globe Earth contradictions. Okay.
Oh dear. So here Kyle is trying to use a globe proof. Longer wavelength, radio wavelength, go over the horizon because of the explanation he gave here. They are bouncing to the ionosphere, and and instead he tried to turn it into a flat earth proof and to prove the silly ornament. Yes. It's stupid beyond words.
Okay, so sound waves and radio waves. They're both waves, they just travel at different frequencies. So for illustrative purposes, let's compare the way sound would bounce off of some hardwood panels as compared to some soft curtains. Obviously, the sound is going to reflect better off of the hardwood panels. But why? Here's a sound wave heading toward a wall. Now it is hitting that wall, resonating and bouncing back. Now here's a sound wave being thrown at a curtain. How do you think that'll look when it comes back at us?
It kind of reminds me of the way light reflects off of choppy water. When it's all mixed up, you don't see a clear reflected image.
Light is a wave.
Which means we can compare it to a reflection. An echo is like a reflected image, but with sound.
Does sound also obey the same laws of reflection like light? What do you think? The answer's yes.
So, when that sound hits these curtains, it's not a smooth surface for it to bounce off of. So the curtains will disrupt the sound, sending it in all kinds of directions. And because they are nowhere near as dense as the wood, more of that sound is going to pass through them and get absorbed by the fibers, in comparison to the hardwood, which will reflect sound waves really well.
So here, the sound comes back. Why it sounds like a bird? Don't ask me that, because we don't know. But this is really impressive. Experts from different countries, experts in acoustics, they have come here to study, to try to know how this is possible. They leave the country just like they.
And it works all four sides the same.
Used to be. Now only two. Yeah, the north and the west. You see?
The sound is coming back different because the pyramid is not a smooth surface. The surface varies. It's closer to you on the bottom and farther away at the top. All of the steps and texture factor into the way it sounds.
Okay, so here's a really sparse ionosphere. How reflective do you think those particles are going to be?
Nowhere near as reflective as the pyramid, that is for sure. But in a similar way, some of those particles are going to be closer to the ground than other ones. Especially when the ionosphere is said to extend for about 600 miles. I'm just imagining the top of that pyramid being 600 miles away. If you were to try and bounce radio waves off of particles that far apart, that would create an extremely disrupted signal, if it is detectable at all.
Great question. You must be a quite big rug. Of course, this is only nonsense. They because if we compare with the first video from DC Force, that the fool that claimed that light is reflecting from the firmament. So why don't we see that all the time? If you placed a big spotlight to the firmament, wouldn't it also reflect it from this surface, or do it absorb light waves and reflects radio waves, the firmament? This makes no sense at all.
Yet they claim ham radios are able to work by bouncing radio waves off of the ionosphere, and you're able to get a clear enough signal to be able to recognize someone's voice. They even claim you can bounce TV signals off of the ionosphere and be able to get clear enough signals to be able to recognize someone's face. Take notice of how it says here that a distant VHF, FM, or TV station can sometimes be received as clearly as a local station. That is a pretty darn good reflection.
Yeah, it makes no sense on the globe model, but it makes perfect sense with a solid surface.
This message has been brought to you by the Flat Earth Institute of Science.
They are mixing different explanations when
This is a Mayan depiction.
When you're talking about shorter wavelength, like television signals and so on, it's can also bounce. For instance, where I live in Sweden by the coast, when we had analog television, sometimes we could see it's about 150 kilometers to Finland from where I am, and sometimes we could get Finnish television if the weather was right, but then it's not the ionosphere that it's bouncing again. Oh, Jude, perhaps it is. There you have it. Of course, it's street lights that reflects to the firmament. That, of course, that must be the explanation. But as always, yes, Jens, when the conditions are right. But if it bounced against the ionosphere, or sorry, not ionosphere, the firmament, it would bounce all the time. So that argument from the professor and his wife is only stupid, only silly. It's if I'm silent, I'm trying to follow your connections or your comments. In my last video, I was covering the Daniel, or what was his name? I will check here. Yes, it was the Daniel. I didn't know when I chose that video that he have been on MC Toons on a debate that MC Toon ended quite fast because he used or tried to use. I did make a community post about it. That he used the video with the fisherman from Melbourne area that was a bit outside the Australian south coast fishing and met a military vessel that asked them to leave, and this was spread on the Spanish guys so-called documentary, the Flat Earth documentary, and after that I was in contact with the one filming that video and who runs the fishing channel that it was published at. But I addressed this to what was his name? He who challenged me to debate and then disappeared, Mark Hollander or something like that, and he admitted that video didn't show them being forced away from the ice wall, but they had used it only as an illustration. But this silly, yes, the best rate, and this Daniel tried to use this video as evidence in MC Toons live. So when he didn't admit that this was wrong, MC Toon called him a poo and kicked him out from the live. I commented on his channel here, and he did take a discussion with me about it, and he claimed that it was filmed at 60 degrees south, when in reality it was about 38 degrees south, and that is also stated in the original video, both that it was best rate and the GPS coordinates. So it's two alternative. Either is he a big fool or he's a fake. Because I looked at some of his videos, and it's they are quite stupid. Most of the videos he have. You or Church, that one I liked. That's because you live in a country where you seldom have snow. Up here in the north, we go out in t-shirts when it's -20. That's no problem for us. Yes, Jens. Got to lie to Flurf. I'm reading in the chat if you wonder why I'm silent. I'm a man. I can't do several things at the same time. It's a problem. I have the upcoming week. I will publish, I think, 2 videos because on Saturday I will leave home and will be back 9-10 days later. I will go out at sea again and look if I can see Putin's yacht so we can sink it, or if I can say hello to some friendly Russians out there. You no, I'm an ice bear. Yeah, I'm not a man. Ice bear, that's me. So it will be no live streams the next week, but hopefully I will be able to finish 2 videos before I go. Hopefully the week after that, our friends from Ukraine will be able to join live stream, but it's several problems with that one. If Putin continues to hit power supplies and power stations and so on, so they will need power when they are home from the front line. So hopefully about 2 weeks time I will have them on a live show. Hopefully it will be 2 of them, one officer and one of the guys operating the drones. So it will be interesting. And they have sent in, they confirmed today to me that they have sent in material to be approved to use at the show, so they can show real video and photos from the use. And I polite ask them to not show dead people and so on. Snow, it's something we don't have so much snow at the moment. We only have about 20-25 centimeters of it at the moment. we can have up to a harder winter. We can have about 1.5 meter. I can send you some view if you want snow. Yes, Mark. If you haven't seen a thing, it must be fake, of course. I have also worked on some new music videos. Perhaps I will also be able to publish some of those next week when I'm away. I'm working on 2 of them.
Geodesics in space-time. That's what gravity is, not mass attracting mass.
This is a commercial channel for my financial benefit.
Not paying a shit.
We know just where you come from. We keep on falling. We're as lonely as you are.
They claim it's Earth curve.
We know just what it feels like. We're counting dollars. We're as lonely as you are.
This is a commercial channel.
We know just where you come from. We keep on falling. We're as lonely as you are.
They claim it's Earth curve.
We know just what it feels like. We're counting dollars. We're as lonely as you are.
It's geodesics in space-time. That's what gravity is, not
Okay. I also have looked at this war between Nathan and Globuster that I hope was starting, but it seems like Globusters and the gang there haven't accepted the challenge from Nathan and so they start to get quite boring.
This is a commercial channel for my financial benefit.
Not paying a shit.
This is a disgrace to me, personally.
I'm quite satisfied with Nathan as this silly ninja figure. I think it sums up what I think about him. He's thinks he's tough behind his mute bottom in his sofa. And I'm also quite satisfied that I covered the fool Chili, the delete low idiot that threatened people to be sued. I was quite satisfied that he got his channel suspended for a week. It feels so good when fools are stopped. Oh dear. Yes, of course, Dogwalker. Yes, he's yes, he's fatter, correct. But I didn't have a fat, narcissistic ninja figure that believes that he is tough. So it had to be this one because I don't produce the characters. Some of them I do a bit work on. The ninja is not made by me. The other one is in this video is made by me, but I'm not so talented that I could do those more advanced figures in my music videos all by my own. Jens, a great idea. He needs a mute button. I will look into that one. If I can give him a mute button, it would be quite hilarious. A great tip. That one I will work on. When I come back after my next trip out at sea, I will start inviting other people to join my live streams, so you don't have to bear with me a whole broadcast. It feels easier to stream if you have someone to discuss with. But yours was too lazy today to join me on my last stream. I was happy that Mr. 42 joined. So for the next stream, I will ask some people out there if they want to join. So perhaps we could find some real stupid videos to discuss. But I will never have debates on my channel. A mutable pork bottom. Yes. Thank you for confirming that you are too lazy. Poor pigs. I have planned to look at a bit at other science deniers also, because I think it's quite hard to find good material to do flat earth debunks. And I've discussed this with other creators, like the man who is as big as a state in Australia, yours, and the runaway German Mr. 42 and some other creators, and I think most of us feel the same thing, that flat Earth is slowly dying. And I did hear Simon Dan say a similar thing in one of his videos, because there are not as many flat earth channels out there as when I started 3 years ago, and those who are still active don't produce as much rubbish as before. So I feel a need for finding some more fools to react to. I will not go into anti-vax fools and that part, but still there are plenty of science deniers. So I will this time when I'm out, I will have limited internet access. So I will spend my free time searching for other type of fools too. Otherwise, it feels like I'm going on repeat, because Flat Earth is really going on repeat. I have forced myself listening to a great deal of Nathan Oakley's so-called live shows. I have avoided Nathan most of my time as Flat Earth debunker, but I have listened to some of his latest live shows on and I did get brain damages, I think. And if you listen to those, he's repeating the same things all the time. And most of it is based on that he believes, or he claims, that the Black Swan is the ultimate Flat Earth proof. So every one of them is on repeat, but the Globebusters is a bit interesting because they are taking another path, as they have found that gravity exists, but it's not this explanation that the real world have, that the science have, and so on. But still, it's not enough to make good content from. You bring gravity to any conversation. I will not have a dinner with you. Yes, I think it is yours. They want to give us brain damage. It's quite clear. They are talking about they and they in control, but in reality, I think it's the Flat Earthers trying to use mind control on us. It must be. So it's they who are they who want to be in control. It must be the explanation. Otherwise, why would anyone try to market these ideas? Tusk. Don't mention the war. Perhaps someone recognize that quote. Who said that? Don't mention the war. Perhaps I'm a bit old to make that quote. It's proof, perhaps, my age a bit. No, I'm young and beautiful. Or at least young. So you yours have seen it. That television show was very big in Sweden, not in every other countries. Tusk, why did you delete that comment? Yes, Fawlty Towers. I love that show. And you, yours? That was George Hannes. That was a new one. Aha. But Tusk, the question was relevant. Relevant. It's I prefer the shoe. I think that it was a great comment. Oh, okay. It's I feel that I spend most time in this live stream to be silent. When I prepare this, I choose those four fools: Dirt, D-Force, Anthony Beer, and Kyle Adams, and I thought that those 4 videos would last long. But I hoped that I would have someone to discuss them with in the Discord. But when it was only me, they didn't last so long. Have any one of you met any of those flurfs for real? I'm so fascinated with that there are people believing in this rubbish, because I never met anyone believed in flat earth. I have met 2 anti-vaxxers. That's all. But I never met a flat earther. And I never met anyone who don't believe in evolution, for instance. It would be so interesting to meet one. Perhaps we in Sweden and Norway are boring. Back in 2 seconds. I will try a thing here.
They claim it's Earth curve! Wake up and smell the coffee, Dave. You need to debunk his claim. Not stand there with your arms in the air declaring what you think it is. Because nobody cares what you think it is. Is there a necessity for you to defend that the effect toward the horizon is somehow defendable as perspective? Does that prove a flat Earth? Does it debunk space as being a sky vacuum? No, it doesn't achieve any of those things. It just leaves you in a position to having to defend your claim that it's perspective. And the only positive claim is that it's Earth curve.
Breaks out of control. Immediate threat of destruction. Unconditional hate, they're sealing your fate. Conspiracy. jealousy, hate, rage, shame.
So you... Who did say that? Oh, so you did meet the very, very expert. That's another topic that I have missed out on. 5G and those conspiracy nutcases. Is that still a thing in UK? The 5G? Yes, I think so too. A sledgehammer would be great. JVs, we have them too. Actually, my wife is working as a therapist, and they have had she have had some clients from trying to leave that church, and that's a problem. I have a friend that was grown up in a family that was belonged to that church, and one thing with them is that if they leave the church, the family don't want to know you're banned. They are not allowed. Therapist, what do you call it? Psychiatrist, what do you call it? When people like yours need to talk to someone to be better. What? Psychotherapist? Damn it. Okay, back to the Jehovah's Witness. So if you leave the church, the family and so on, if they also are in the church, they're not allowed to have contact with you and so on. So last week I was contacted at the street by one of those Jehovah's Witnesses, and I explained that I don't believe in God and so on. And then he wanted to give me a information paper about them, and told me that I if I found God, I could find them. So I replied to him that if I would find God in the future, I wouldn't choose their church. And then he asked why, and I explained that I can't accept a church that don't that do that to people that want to leave, to rob them of their friends, the family, and all of this. So Jehovah's Witnesses, yes, we have them, and I think they are, but those type of church, they don't interact with the us not believing. They are still they are in their own groups. Yours, that must be a big orgy. But isn't it they who have only a fixed amount of places in heaven, 140,000 that will go up to heaven? Or am I talking about the wrong church? I don't know. But the church that fascinates me a bit, it's the Mormon church, what do you call them? They sending young men to Sweden to talk about their church, and I don't believe they ever have recruited anyone. No. Mark, I prefer the yours version of it. The Book of Mormons, the musical. Great. But I believe that yours best friend is Mitchell from Australia. Yeah. But teaching science to flurfs, when I'm bored, I often have discussions with flurfs in comment sections. Perhaps some of you have seen it on some of my videos. Sometimes I have discussions that are 40-50 comments long with flurfs, and many of them think that the purpose of my channel and other debunk channels is to convince them that we live on a globe. To be honest, I couldn't care less. I don't believe that I can convert a real flat earthers into believe in the globe. Hopefully some people that are on the way into flat earth can be convinced from seeing debunk videos, flat earth debunk videos, but I don't believe that real flat earthers can be turned around by video on YouTube. I think they need more than that. What a neighbor you have, Mark. Oh dear. What, I wonder, what would your neighbor do if a flurf showed up at the door? Have anyone seen anything from the Montmeru summit that was last weekend? I was looking after material from that, but all seems to be behind the paywall. Yes, oh, luxury trailer with a basement. Oh dear. But Witsit was this summer, I think it was traveling around in a mobile home with his wife, and that one fascinated me. I believe that it was a subscriber to him to that lent him the mobile home. Oh dear. Some of those following flirts are spending quite a lot of money on them. It's quite fascinating. I'm going quiet and reading your comments. Yes, hopefully she will wake up Witsit. But I must admit, Witsit must be one of the more stupid of them. He understands absolutely nothing about science, nothing at all. Many of he's talking fast, he's talking a lot, and it's only rubbish. Everything is rubbish. I think even Nathan Thompson thought he was stupid in the end of it. And when Nathan Thompson thinks someone is stupid, then you're really stupid. Oh. So Sir Sick is a customer of our Scottish friend. Yes. Oh, stop talking food. I get so hungry. You have... Poor cat. I don't have a cat, and I'm happy for that. I wouldn't let you yours near a cat. Oh dear. You, when is your next video? I hope everyone is looking at our Scottish friends cooking videos. I believe that the next one will be with a cat involved. I think my Streamlabs boot is a bit annoying. He's going on repeat all the time. I haven't studied how it works. And it's even not true what he's saying. I have sent 10. Still, this morning only 3 are shut down, so that's correct. So, are anyone planning to join the party you're invited to in Ukraine when the victory is after the victory? Is it the neighbor who takes care of the cat, or? I will, yes, Arctic, I will. I have been silent about it because I have felt a bit bad that I haven't done it. I think I have 7 episodes nearly finished, but as I said in my last live stream, I have worked too much. As I said in my last live stream, I will repeat it. Normally I work 50% to the military and 50% in my own company as a filmmaker, photographer, and so on. And the reason that I spent so much time on YouTube the latest year is the pandemic. I have had to cancel all my workshops and so on, so I had plenty of time spending on YouTube. But after Putin's invasion, I have worked much more to the military than I usually do in a year. A normal year I have some exercises on bigger ships, and then rest of the time I'm working on the smaller boats with weapons tests. And then we have a week when perhaps the Polish fleet arrives and are shooting the Swedish ship-to-ship missiles they have, trying out the next generation of them, or the German fleet or so on, and I work with security then. But this year we haven't this weapons test. Instead I have been out at sea patrolling, which I don't do so much a normal year, and therefore I haven't had time for the photography. Hopefully this tour I'm going on now for 10 days will be my last this year, because I worked too much. So hopefully I will stay shore at least for 2 months or 3 months, and then I will have time to do more videos about photography, filmmaking, and that kind of stuff. But I've been a bit silent of it because I haven't. It was in the beginning of this week I get noticed that I can be free from the military for at least 2 months. Then I have time, because I haven't any workshops planned for this winter. I canceled them this winter because of the war. So I will start my workshops next year. Smith? Smith? What the heck is Smiths? I'm waiting for a reply from you, but it's a bit laggy. I think I'm at 20-30 seconds. No. The military intelligence, like in Sweden, is called MUST. So it's Miss is not the name. We did catch 2 Russian spies. I think it was in Sweden. I think it was yesterday. It was a married couple in the 60s that they moved to Sweden 10 years ago, and they are now they're Swedish citizens, and they lived in the suburb to Stockholm, and yesterday morning the neighbors woke up at 6 in the morning when two Black Hawk helicopters hovered over the house, and the police special forces jumped in through the windows, and other came from the street and kicked in the door. Must be quite fascinating to be neighbor then. Oh dear. I believe you are a spy. But I believe you in Australia are more worried about China and so on, isn't you? Perhaps you is a Chinese spy. Yes, the Kiwis. You can't. Mark Short. It's quite interesting. If you look at Ukraine against Russia, Russia believed they were the second strongest military force in the world, and Ukraine, what do they have? 40 million citizens or something like that, and NATO countries and other countries like Sweden and so on have sent weapons. We haven't sent so much weapon if you look at what we have in stock. Still, the second biggest military force struggles. So to be honest, I don't believe for a second that Russian will win this. If they have succeeded with the first attack when they attacked Kiev with paratroopers at the airport and so on, and could have got the big planes in and took the government and so on, perhaps they have won, but now they can't win this war. Yes, I agree with you, Tusk. I don't know if I have said it before. My basic military training was as an officer in the infantry, and I was stationed. This was at the end of the Cold War. I was stationed in the area in the north of Sweden with the Finnish border. At that time, Finland was quite friendly with the Soviet Union, and we were waiting if they would invade Sweden to get to the Norwegian coast. They would get this, that up there in the north was one of the paths. And as I have studied the Soviet Union tactics, and I'm trained to defend against their tactics, and that one thing that shocked me about Ukraine is that the Russians still use the old Soviet Union tactics when they in this war, a tactic that have been well known for NATO for so many years, and they still do the same. For instance, that the troops, a platoon, for instance, they get assignment. When they have made that assignment, they have to wait to higher officers giving them a new order. In the US, Sweden, and so on, we know about the bigger goal. If we finished a task, we have a new task. We are constantly moving. The Russians, they make a task and they stay. I feel so sorry for the poor Russian soldiers. Perhaps it's a flat earther that are planning this war for them. It must be. Yeah. Yes, we have got aware that we need to manage our energy consumption. It's and also a thing we in Sweden we produce quite a lot of energy, but still we have high energy prices because nowadays most European countries are connected and have the same energy market. So if the prices go up in Germany, for instance, because of lack of gas or anything, the prices goes up in Sweden, Norway, and so on. But still, we produce often more energy that we need, but the prices goes up because other countries need the energy and are willing to pay more. So yes, Jens. I think your training was quite similar to my training. And if you look at the Ukrainians now, I have several friends that have trained Ukrainians in Ukraine before the war, and I know people that are training them in UK too, and they are training in modern warfare like the NATO countries, but the Russians, it's trained like they trained them in the 70s, 80s, and so on. Yeah, because it's not so strange. If I produce the energy, I would sell to the one who pays the most. It's the market economy. I covered one thing about this war before, and it was about the gas pipeline from Russia to Germany that was suddenly broken. I don't know if you've seen it, but last week Swedish what do you call it? The ones that are investigating this, they have found that it was explosives. So the explosion in the gas lines was sabotaged. They haven't pointed to any country or such, but it was sabotage. if you look at Sweden during the Cold War, we had one of the bigged air forces in the world. If you compare it to how few people lives in Sweden, we have had the biggest air force and so on. And the reason for that is that if you look at the Cold War strategies, what you believe that the attack from Soviet Union would look like, it would be to, as fast as possible, secure Norway, to secure the waterways from Murmansk area, because that's where the main naval basis for Soviet Union was. And the thing today is the same. So Sweden was expecting not that Soviet Union would take Sweden, but use Sweden to get to Norway to secure the Atlantic coast. And therefore, I have shown before this coastal artillery with big cannons and so on. We had a lot of them around Sweden, and it was because of that was what we thought would happen if a war against Europe and Soviet Union was. And still we are afraid of that. After Putin did get these crazy ideas that it's okay to invade countries. So that's the reason why Sweden had so big military forces before. They didn't want the athlete who can't shoot if they aren't good at writing. Okay. I will do one thing. There it is. I will play the message from the guys in Ukraine once more for you who wasn't here when I played it in the beginning of the stream.
Hey all. Here comes a message from us at the front in Ukraine. Unfortunately, we cannot reveal our position, nor can we currently show pictures and videos from our use of the drones you all helped us get. What we want is to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. The drones we received save lives. One of the most important functions they have is to scout the enemy. Without drones, a soldier would have to get closer to their position, to scout, which is very dangerous. Now, thanks to you, we have eyes in the sky to help us. We are so grateful to have this technology. We hope you have the opportunity to continue helping us. We have also sent Arctic a list of other things that are on our wish list. One is large power banks so we can charge the drones in the field. Within a few weeks, some of us will participate in live broadcasting on Arctic's channel, then you are welcome to ask us questions. When we win this war, which we will, it will be a big party. We hope some of you are interested in coming. Once again, a big thank you from Ukraine. Slava Ukraine.
I felt I wanted to play that thank you from them once again. I think it was quite clever to use text to speech, so I didn't have to read it. What did Tusk just say? Damn it, the blood. Tusk, you want us to send you perfume as a Christmas gift? Yes, all Don't worry, all will send you perfume. Especially Dior. Okay, I use whiskey as perfume. It's more, it's a more male flavor. This smoky whiskey. It's. Okay, I have been rambling. Oh dear, this was a long live. I think I have said enough for tonight. I'm very happy that so many showed up. I will let the live go on for a moment or a while, but as you all have noticed, I have not any more prepared content. It took me 25 minutes to to show you all what I prepared. Oh dear, I'm bad at this. Hopefully I will be better with live streams. And thank you, Judy. The live streams. It's quite social. I miss guests that can be in the live stream, but as I said before, I will be better on that. I will invite people before the live stream, so you don't have to listen to my bad English and my voice whole live stream. Tusk, I have to go to Scotland. It sounds interesting. If you wonder what you see on the screen, this is from the island where I have a house in Norway. Haven't been there. It's 3 months since I was in my house, and before that I wasn't there more than one time during the pandemic. Oh dear. I want to go there now. But you have a famous flat earther in Scotland. The only problem is when I look at his videos, I understand perhaps half of what rubbish he's talking about. Still, I think he's so hard to understand. Thank you, the armored penguin. But I think I'm quite good at understanding English, but he's damn hard. Yes, Carl, I believe so too. I've been a lot in England in work, but not up to Scotland. I've been in Wales and I've been a lot of places, but not up in Scotland. Yeah, I understand that, Tusk. You don't speak English. Yes, the armed penguin. That's my. I almost only drink Scottish whiskey. I agree with you. Oh. Oh, Jura, yes. That's a nice one. But one that I like is Oban, but I'm sure that I pronounce it wrong. But poor me, I don't have any whiskey at home. Oh dear. Oh! I'm so happy. I did pronounce a Scottish whiskey correct. But it's some of them is quite impossible to pronounce for me. It's letters in strange combinations. Tusk, that was an easy one to pronounce. How the hell do you pronounce that one? I think we lost you yours somewhere. Oh dear, it's 70 people in the live stream. And we haven't had any serious content for almost 1.5 hours. I hope that no one are looking at this stream after it have been broadcast. But it was great that you yours reminded me of my promise is about photography videos. I will listen to the big man from Australia and get to work with that content. Perhaps you're correct, Tusk. is Wishly. Yeah, last time I believe it was, wasn't it the rapper? What is his name? Multi-Tom was here, I think, and some streams ago, I have had Levelers Observer attending some of my live streams sometimes and so on, but I don't have so many visits from Flurfs. No, it's absolute vodka if it's vodka, not Finlandia. No. I asked Multitom for a new rap so I could make a music video for him, but he didn't respond to that. I don't understand why. And my recommendation is Oban. I prefer this. I like smoky whiskies. It's my kind of whiskies. Okay, I go off the mic for some minutes. I let the stream roll. I'll be back.
Declaring what you think it is. Because nobody cares what you think it is.
So for your soul, nowhere to run. Immediate threat. Chained from within. Forsaken my will. For supremacy, you can't deny.
And it's still whiskey discussions. Great. Say good night. I'm very happy that so many visited my live stream tonight. It was fun. I don't remember all the names that turned up this night, but I enjoyed your company. Okay, it starts to buffer when the music comes up. Okay. Thank you for that one. So I will end the stream in a couple of minutes, and I hope you see the next time. It will be